that type of place. No almond milk, just cow milk. And then we walked home, my son and I, in the rain, and I had to go by. It was just like, welcome to Latrobe. But the other welcome I got was across the board from the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are not only incredibly professional and hospitable. There's a lot to talk about there now because it's Mike Tomlin's 19th training camp. But none of them have been like this. Everybody has new faces. I don't know if anybody has new household famous faces like the Steelers do. Jalen Ramsey, DK Metcalf, Jonnu Smith, all below the fold because there is a new starting quarterback, and he has been in this league more than 2 decades. I got to sit with the oldest player in the National Football League, and here's a bit of myself and number 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 21 seasons. CSI couldn't do it. Gunsmoke couldn't do it. This guy's been on the air as long as Grey's Anatomy. It is number 8 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers. What's up, dude?
That sounds kind of weird, doesn't it?
Doesn't it?
Grey's Anatomy's still on, too?
Still on.
That's impressive.
How's life?
It's good.
Yeah?
I didn't know what to expect getting here last Tuesday. Checking to the dorms, realizing I was sharing a bathroom and a shower. But, man, I missed it. I really did.
Jim Carrey had this quote when he was thinking about retiring. And Jim Carrey said, I've done enough, I have enough, I am enough. As a fan of yours, that was how I felt about you last year. 20 years, started all 17 games.
I should retire,
I did.
You? Yeah.
I was. I'm ready. You weren't ready.
You and Deshaun, yeah.
Deshaun too?
Yeah.
I didn't follow that. But I'm like, I've seen enough. He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's done everything. It wasn't enough for you, though. Why not?
I fell in love with this game when I was 6 years old, and I wanted to have that closure and give back to the game one more time the way that it's given to me. As I thought about my life, really everything special in my life is because of this game, and I want to give back to it one more time and have fun with it. And I just felt like this is what I was supposed to do.
To that point, I did a project recently at Good Morning Football where I looked at all of the players who got married in the offseason in this era. And across the board, overwhelmingly, the next football season they played were incredible. Like career highs across the board. And I don't think it's a coincidence, including guys you know like Devontae. You showed up and said you got married in the offseason. How does it change how you feel as a man, and how might it affect your play?
How much time do you have?
Whatever you want, buddy. It's you.
You know, when you meet the right one and you're with the right one, your whole world changes in a second. And to have that person that unconditionally loves you behind the scenes, there's no better feeling in the world. When you have that stability and that rock behind you at the house, you feel like you can do anything.
I'm always very amused, Aaron, by your observations of the media. Okay? Everybody's going to get a little squirrely now. Someone had a nuclear take on you. Terry Bradshaw, number 12 from the Steelers. Terry Bradshaw says, Rodgers to the Steelers. I wrote it down because I want to get it right. It's a joke. Stay in California, chew on bark, and whisper to the gods.
Well, I whisper to the gods every single day.
Damn right.
I've known Terry for a long time, being a part of Fox. Terry's a legend. He's an absolute legend. He won 4 Super Bowls. He's had a legendary career in the media. But Terry, like a lot of people, doesn't know me. And so he's got an idea of what he thinks about me based on what I've done, the documentary, what I've said, Darkness Retreat, whatever the hell you want to talk about. I'd love to get to know Terry on a deeper level. And I feel like if he gave me a chance to get to know him, that we'd have a good friendship, because for me, I have nothing but the utmost amount of respect and deference for what the greats have done, because they laid the foundation for us to be able to play in this great game, to be paid like kings, and to carry on the tradition of excellence that guys like the Bradshaws of the world in the 70s, because of how they played and how they carried themselves, they were able to have this opportunity to still play this great game, to get paid really well, to set ourselves up for our future. So I'd love to get to know Terry on a deeper level if he's open to it, and maybe we can go chew some bark or whatever the hell he's talking about together.
Sounds like fun.
I'll chew some bark any day, too. Sign me up for that. It was a first-class, top-shelf response from Rodgers to the Bradshaw line. And, I look at Rodgers right now, and that was about half of what we talked about. If you want the whole thing, it's on my social. I think of what Mike Tomlin likes to say, and one of those Tomlinisms is, we want volunteers, not hostages. In other words, people who want to be there. Rodgers has absolutely no need to be there whatsoever. He doesn't need to make money. He doesn't need to prove anything. He doesn't need to get in the Hall of Fame. None of that. He's playing his 21st season because he really likes Tomlin and he wants to keep playing ball. That is the very definition of volunteers, not hostages. And Rodgers' aura, vibes, whatever you want to call it, was really great. It was cool to soak up.
Kyle, it was so well done. You could have, as many people will, said, what's year 21 feel like? Or so you got married, what's the response? And you didn't have to quote the actual Terry Bradshaw take to the man's face. It took some guts to do that. Well done. But you're right. We didn't get to see the entire thing. I would just like the Jets, they flew in and they're having the Malibu experience. Yeah. Rodgers is like, no, come to Nobu. I'm going to show you around Malibu the way I do it with some dolphins, too. Yeah, so Rodgers hosted the wide receivers, several of them. And he tells this amazing story that at least one of the wide receivers had never seen the ocean, any ocean, the Pacific Ocean. And so they're sitting there at Nobu. Imagine you've never seen the ocean. You're overlooking the Pacific at this super fancy sushi place. And as they're watching out there and eating, dolphins start swimming by and cascading through the water. And this wide receiver suggested or even accused Rodgers of arranging the dolphins, somehow hiring or wrangling them. Did you set this up? And he's like, I did not set up the dolphins, dude. But that's the kind of like bonding experience they had. And that just says it all. Imagine you're 41 years old and you live in Malibu and here's your wide receiver, 23 or something. Did you set up the dolphins? No, dude, I did not. It's a great little chance.
I would have played into that if I was That's dope. Man, first of all, Kyle, great interview with Aaron Rodgers. But for those that didn't get the opportunity to tune in, that wasn't the only great interview that you had. You also had the opportunity to sit down with the man himself, Mr. Mike Tomlin, who has no losing seasons during his time there. What was that experience like, learning from Mike Tomlin and hearing all about the Mike Tomlin-sisms?
Well, if you're sitting at home and you're a fan, or you're someone in media like me who has never sat with Mike Tomlin, you're obviously aware of him, the reputation, the aura, all that. I can only tell you that the second he sits down, there is an electricity. And I was really, really taken aback by his presence, by his warmth, which doesn't get as credited. I mean, it was the easiest interview I've ever done, because he just sits there. Every single thing he says is compelling. Every single thing is intense. And, listen, I said to him, I said, Coach, nobody can say your name in media without someone immediately saying, he's never had a losing season. This is this fact that just follows you around. I think your supporters use it. In a weird way, I think your detractors use it. It means a lot of different things to different people. What does it mean to you? And he's like, not much. Really not much. A lot of that is a different past. We don't use a cumulative approach here at the Pittsburgh Steelers. And let's be honest, some of the players I'm coaching right now, they were in car seats when that streak started. So I don't go around puffing my chest out about that. It was another incredible answer. He knows what time it is. He knows the Steelers are in a tough time right now. They haven't won a playoff game in a long time. He knows, and he looks around the field at those players that they brought in that violate the Steeler way of plug and play. That's unusual, too. Minka Fitzpatrick is just gone. Jalen Ramsey is just there, and I think it's because they understand what time it is, and it's not working the way they need it to, and they need to make some changes. Tomlin was electric. Even someone who's done this a long time like me and has sat with a lot of coaches and a lot of players, different, and I see why he gets the love he gets there. He deserves it.
Yeah, KB, you talked about people that have come and gone and plug and play and all of that. One guy that is loved in the Brandt house, that also plays for the Steelers, is TJ Watt. Tell us a little bit about him and how that defense is looking, because there's been some highlights coming out of camp where they're looking pretty good early on.
Well, I mean, TJ is like the happiest guy in camp, as you can imagine. This guy is zooming around on an e-bike. He's saying hi to everybody. He's signing autographs. He just got the huge contract, and he's arguably one of the top 5 best players in the entire NFL. But I have to make this personal. I have a son who's going into 6th grade, and my son Calvin's hero is TJ Watt. It's not just his favorite football player. He's his favorite athlete, his favorite public figure. Calvin dresses up like TJ Watt for Halloween. Run the picture. This is my son who dresses up as TJ Watt. I think we have the picture. There, I mean, that's him in his bedroom. Like, his whole room is TJ Watt, the towels. And then on Halloween, he's got the arm sleeve. He's got the paint. He's got everything. and then show the final picture. It makes me tear up. Like this is an incredible culmination for me that he gets to meet his hero. And I think people at home should know. You see these guys as athletes, and you see all this money they make. When I have an exchange like I did with T.J. Watt, he was so kind and so generous and so cool and so well beyond the call of duty. My son was trembling when he walked away from him. He was walking on air, and there is still a time in 2025 when little kids meet their heroes and they live up to all their expectations. I was so taken aback and so thankful to TJ.